I am so excited for you. You got your makeup and now we need to go over first application of the product. I'm gonna pull my hair back out of my face. I have already done my eyes. So what you wanna make sure you've done is you've done all the things that I told you to do before to prep your skin. Cleansed your skin, exfoliated, shaved your face if you choose to do that, and then you're putting on your moisturizer. I highly recommend the Seint cream for using this makeup. I always explain it to people like, if you were baking a cake, you could substitute applesauce for the oil, or you could substitute different ingredients. However, when you're baking a cake, there are certain ingredients that the manufacturer says, hey, these are the ingredients that we say are gonna get you the best result. It's kind of the same thing when it comes to products that are made by companies to go best with their products. So their research and development teams have done a lot of work to make sure that the products that they carry are going to be formulated to work best and be a good companion to their products. So this cream, I highly, highly recommend. So way to go if you purchase this with your product. If not, I highly recommend it being one of your next purchases. I really did see a true difference in the way that this product wore on my face. Okay, so now we're gonna go in. Actually, let's talk about setting up your palette. Okay, so depending on what size palette you got, whether you just did the basics and you got a palette that's going to hold, 4 10s, then you can set them up. I suggest setting them up with your main foundation shade, your concealer shade, your contour, and then your lip and cheek. Or if you got a bronzer instead of the contour, that's how I would set it up. If you got one of the bigger palettes, and y'all, mine's a little messy because, I use it. I recommend putting your cream products together and any of your powder products together on the same level. Because let's say one of your powders for some reason were to break. It's not something that happens very often, but if it did, you don't want to have powder product in your cream product. So I have mine set up where I use my main highlight shade or my main foundation. I have my brightening shade. I have a shade that I can mix with these two if my color changes. And then here I have a highlighter, my contour, and my bronzer. These are called Demi. They help to do some color correcting on your face. And then this is another highlighter. So if you got your normal shades, you want to do your 2 shades, your here you could put your contour, your bronzer, and then you could do like your lip and cheek or your illuminator. However you want to set it up, that's how you should set it up. But that's just how I set mine up. Okay, so I typically recommend that you use the blush and bronzer brush. More than likely, I suggested that you purchase it with your bronzer because what happens is you get the brush and then you get your bronzer for like $4 instead of $14. So you save $10 when you buy it as the kit. Okay, we're gonna go in to our main highlight shade. I like to use the smaller side, and if you're like me and you have redness in your face or you have any kind of pigmentation in your face that is darker than the main part of your skin, I recommend actually covering your entire areas that have the redness with your main shade. And then we'll go back in and layer the brightening shade. So less is more. You literally are going to want to, let me hold it like this so you can't see the mirror. You're gonna kind of gently bounce. You can do like 1 time. I like to start in the center of my face. And so I am going to kind of buff that in. And I like to buff it in, but I'm doing it really gently, as you can see. I don't go directly under my eyes because I generally don't put a lot of the product there. But you can already see the product is covering up that redness for me. Now, if you don't have redness like I have and you don't have any kind of darker pigmentation, you don't need to do this. You don't have to cover all the areas. Where you would place product is you would place it here at the top of your cheeks. You would press it here in the lower part, up here, all through here, skip the middle, go here, 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 and your chin area, okay? We're gonna put the lighter highlight on after we do our main highlight. Now, you can also, if you don't want to buff, I like to buff it in because in Texas it's stinking hot and I don't want to feel like my makeup is going to come off. Now, if you have more textured skin or you are starting to see lines and wrinkles more, a great way to do the product instead of buffing is to stipple. And you're going to have to experiment with this yourself on your own skin because everybody's skin texture is a little different. But what I want you to remember is your skin has texture. Like, that is so normal. You know, all of these photos that we see on Instagram and all these things that have filters, right? It filters out the texture of your face. And, you know, that's like a telltale sign, right? I like to put a little on my ear, y'all. I know that's probably kind of weird, but my ears are not the same color as my face. And so I put a little on my ear. All right, now I'm gonna go on this side. Again, I like to buff because I have larger pores in this area and I just feel like the finish is a little better. And then my nose is pretty red, so I generally get up in there too. And then buff in here. Again, if you have more textured skin or you have, you know, more lines and wrinkles, stipple. Real gently stipple. Less is more. You're going to use less product and you're going to stipple. And you're going to stipple. So once you have the product on, and again, just keep going in as you need it. Like, you'll see that the product is, you know, you're not seeing that it's giving you much coverage. And so you know to tap back into your product, right? So I just took that last little bit off of there. And so you can see I still have some color here, here, get a little bit right here. And again, if you have a lot of texture, you're gonna stipple on your face instead of buffing in like I did, okay? I have texture, but it's not really lines and wrinkles. But when you stipple, the product is going to really go on smoothly. You're not going to see it trying to settle in your lines and wrinkles because you did real thin layers and you just stippled. Sorry, somebody was calling me. I apologize for that. Okay, so you just stipple. Now we're going to go in with that same end and we're going to go into our brightening shade, which is the lighter. Now, if you got more than one brush, a lot of times I recommend this detail brush. Now, I like the detail brush for my lighter highlight, for my brightening highlight. And I just go right in there and I place the product where I'm going to want it. So I want that brightening shade to be kind of at the top of my forehead. And then I'm going to do my chin. I like to blend my chin out with my finger because I do have some texture on my chin. A little bit. My Cupid's bow, same thing. Okay. Now I'm going to, a little bit of my nose, sorry. There. Now I'm going to go in with my contour shade. Now if you just did this brush, you can take this end, the skinny end, and you can just go into your contour that way, kind of get the side of the brush, just like I'm going to do with this one. So I'm going to take the side of the brush you can see I just got a tiny little bit of product on there. Now I am gonna go right up in my forehead area right here, and then I'm gonna blend that up into my hairline. I'm gonna blend upwards, okay? I'm gonna tap, tap, tap. I'm gonna feel for my cheekbone, and right at the bottom of my cheekbone, right above that, that's where I'm gonna place this contour shade. And then I'm going to blend that upward. Because if I blend downward, see how I have a little bit of a shadow here? It's gonna make me look like it's gonna drag my face down instead of lifting it. So that's why you want to place the product, and then you want to blend upward. So blend that contour upward, okay? We're gonna tap, tap, tap. We're gonna chisel out our jawline. I have a pretty round face, so I like to really chisel out my jawline. I'm starting to get jowls right here, so I like to cover those up. And you can see already the difference in how much more defined my jaw looks. It's crazy. And again, you're gonna kind of blend upwards. Okay. Same thing on the other side. I'm gonna define my jawline. I like to put some right here because I got a little double chin action happening. And remember, every time I'm going in this product, I'm really only taking a tiny little bit of product. So less is more, less is more, less is more. I don't know how many times I can say that. So anywhere that you want to make look a little skinnier, bring this contour in there, okay? I want all the things to look recessed. All right, I'm gonna take the end of that detail brush and I'm gonna hit a tiny little bit under my lip. What that does is it creates a shadow under your lip, and it's gonna make your lip look a little fuller than it actually is. All right, so we're done with the contour. Now we're gonna go in with the bronzer. Bronzer, you're gonna take the fat end of the brush. You're gonna go into your bronzer color real gently. And what you need to remember with bronzer is to place it, the sun naturally hits you in a 3 and an E, okay? So it's a great way to remember. And if you do like me and you feel like, oh, I just got a lot on there, it's okay, just keep blending. So 3, E. I like to put a tiny little bit on my chin, tiny little bit on my nose. And then I'm gonna go in with my cheek color. Depending on what shade you prefer, do that one. I'm going to use 2 colors today. I'm gonna use this one that is called Summer Love, and then I'm going to use this one that's called Hollywood. So I'm gonna go in with Summer Love. It's kind of a sheer color. And I'm gonna put it real close to my hairline. And then right there, here, and here. Then I'm gonna go in with that Hollywood color. Put that right in the middle. And then I'm going to blend. And I like to blend it up towards my hairline. Because you typically don't want to have blush any closer than 2 fingers from your nose. And that's because as women, we're hormonally red. So we don't want to add to the redness. All right, so that is going to be your cheek color. I'm going to go in with my highlighter. Mine is a powder highlighter and it is called Photoshop. Just gonna take some of that on my hand, real gently. Put it right at the top of my cheekbone. I'm gonna put it right above my brow. I'm gonna go right on the tip of my nose, a tiny little bit here, the little excess that's left, I'm gonna put right on my Cupid's bow and right on my chin. When you put that product at the Cupid's bow, it helps to make your lips look a little bigger. Again, I'm gonna go in with Summer Love for my lips. I'm putting that down as a base. It's a nice neutral tone, and then I'm gonna go in with that, the other color, Hollywood. And it just kind of brightens up. I slapped on a little bit of pink grapefruit too. Anyway, so that is your first application. It goes by so much faster once you get the hang of it. You can put the product on a lot faster. I know a lot of you have seen the videos, and I will show you how to do that as well, where you can place the product on your face and then blend it out. As a first-time user, I don't like to suggest that, because if you don't blend it lightest color to darkest color, it will get muddy looking on you. Like your colors will kind of blend together and it won't give you the best application outcome. So I want to get real close so you can see the product. I absolutely love this foundation. I was using $70 foundations and it would look okay when I first put it on, and then about 5 minutes later it would settle in every nook and cranny, every pore I had, everything. This makeup, I will catch myself in the mirror and think like, oh my gosh, my skin looks so good. And I haven't had that in a lot of years, y'all. So I want every woman to have that same feeling, because it's like once you get to a certain age, you start to really, maybe everybody doesn't do this, but I started kind of picking myself apart as far as my appearance, because I started noticing, oh, my pores are getting bigger. Oh, I'm starting to get wrinkles. Oh, where did that come from? When did my face get so red? Like all these things, that I had never dealt with in my 20s and 30s. So if you have any questions, you can see where I put that highlight. If you have any questions, you know that you can reach out to me. Send me an email, send me a text, however you prefer contacting me. And if you find that you have too much product on, then I suggest using, we have a product called a Perfector Sponge. It is not the same as a beauty blender. It does look like it, but it's designed to be a little different. But if you have a sponge, go ahead and wet it, squeeze it out as much as you can. Do that a couple of times, and then take a towel and dry it off even more. And then you can go in and you can gently tap any area that looks like you maybe got a little bit extra product on there than what you wanted. You can get real gentle with it and just kind of very gently just kind of bounce it on your face, not a lot of pressure, and it'll take off excess product, okay? If you have any other questions, if you don't feel like your shade is right for some reason, let's take a look at it on your skin, and let's walk through any issues and get those taken care of for you. I know that you're gonna love this product. It looks amazing on everyone's face that I've put it on, young, old, in between. And so I am so excited for you on your Seint journey, and I know that this is going to make you feel amazing. Talk to you soon.